24th January 2022 Morning Murli Shanti BapDada Madhuban. Sweet children, in order to be constantly happy for 21 births, instill the habit of being soul conscious for the short time. Question: what interest should each one of you have in order for the deity kingdom to be established? Answer: an interest in doing service, have an interest in donating the jewels of knowledge. Your mission is to make impure ones pure. Therefore, in order to make your kingdom expand, you children have to do a lot of service. Wherever fairs etc. take place and wherever people go to bath, take printed leaflets and distribute them there. Beat the drums there. Song: having found you, we have found the world, the earth, the sky, all belong to us. Om Shanti. Incorporeal Shivbaba sits here and says to you children, children, may you be soul conscious. Consider yourselves to be souls and remember the Father. I am a soul and the Father is teaching me. Baba has explained all the sanskars are in the soul. When it is the kingdom of Maya, Ravan, that is when the path of devotion begins. You become body conscious. Then, when it is the end of the path of devotion, the Father comes and tells you children, now become soul conscious. You haven't benefited at all by chanting mantras, doing tapasya, making donations, or performing charity etc. When the five vices entered you, you became body conscious. It is Ravan that makes you body conscious. In fact, you were originally soul conscious and you are now made to practice this again. Consider yourselves to be souls. We have to shed these old bodies and take new ones. These five vices don't exist in the golden age. Deities who are called the elevated and pure are constantly happy for 21 births because they are always soul conscious. Then, when it becomes the kingdom of Ravan, you change and become body conscious. These people are called body conscious, whereas they, means deities, are called soul conscious. In the incorporeal world, there is no question of being soul conscious or body conscious. That is the silence world. That sanskars only exist at the confluence age. You are made soul conscious from body conscious. In the golden age, because you are soul conscious, you don't receive any sorrow and you also have the knowledge that you are souls. Here everyone considers himself to be a body. The Father comes and explains to you, children, now become soul conscious and your sins will be absorbed. You will then become conquerors of sinful actions. You will have bodies and also rule the kingdom. You will be soul conscious then. Through the teachings you receive, you become soul conscious and remain constantly happy. By being soul conscious, your sins are absolved. This is why Baba explains, continue to remember me and your sins will be absolved. Those people go to bath in the Ganges, but neither is it the purifier, nor is that the fire of yoga in which your sins could be burned. Your children receive a chance to serve at such places as is the time, so the service you can do. So many people go to bath there. They go to bath everywhere at the Kumbh Melas. Some go to the sea and some to the rivers. Therefore, you have to print many leaflets and distribute them to everyone. You should distribute lots of them. Just have the points. Brothers and sisters, just think about this. Can you become pure through the purifier, the ocean of knowledge, and the rivers that have emerged from him, or through this ocean and rivers of water? If you solve this riddle, you can attain liberation and life in a second. You can also claim the inheritance of the fortune of the kingdom. Each center should have such leaflets printed. There are rivers everywhere. Rivers emerge very far away. There are many rivers everywhere. Why do they then say, only by bathing in this river can you become pure? Why do they especially go to a particular place with so much expense and so much difficulty? It isn't that by bathing there on that one day they will become pure. They have been bathing for birth after birth. They also bath in the golden age. They are pure there anyway. Here, even when it is cold, they go through so much difficulty to bath. Therefore, say to them, become sticks for the blind. Awaken everyone. The purifier comes and purifies everyone. So show the path to those who are unhappy. You should have that small leaflets printed in all languages. You should print 1 to 200,000. The intellect of those who are intoxicated with knowledge will work. You should have 2 to 300,000 of these pictures in all languages. Go and serve in many different places. The one point is the main one. Come and understand how you can receive liberation and liberation in life in a second. Also print the address of the main center on them, and then it is up to them whether they read it or not. Your children should explain the picture of the Trimurti. Establishment through Brahma definitely has to take place. Day by day, people will understand that destruction really is just ahead. All of these wars, etc., will continue to increase. There are so many complications over property, etc. If they don't receive it, they even beat one another. Destruction is definitely just ahead. Those who have studied the Gita and the Bhagavad very well will understand that this truly happened earlier too. Therefore, your children should explain very well whether human beings can become pure from impure by bathing in the rivers of water, or whether they will become pure in the fire of yoga. God speaks, by remembering me, your sins will be absolved. Wherever you have centers, have such leaflets printed on special occasions. Many melas take place where lots of people go. However, scarcely anyone would understand this. You also need many people to distribute the leaflet so that they can also explain to others. You should stand at such places. These are the jewels of knowledge. Have a lot of interest in doing service. We are establishing our deity sovereignty. This is the mission to change humans into deities. That is to purify the impure. You can also write, the Father had said Man Manabhav. Remember the purifier, the unlimited Father, and your sins will be absolved. The point of the pilgrimage is also explained to your children again and again. Repeatedly remember the Father, experience happiness by remembering Him, so that all the pain and suffering of your bodies end, that is, you will become ever healthy. The Father has given you the mantra, remember me. It isn't that you have to chant the name of Shiv. The devotees of Shiv sit and turn the beads of rosary while chanting his name. In fact, it is rosary of Rudra, of Shiv, and the saligrams. At the top it's Shiv, and all the rest are small bits. The souls. Each soul is such a tiny point. There is also rosary of black beads. This is why the rosary of Shiv is also created. Souls have to remember their Father. However, you don't have to chant the name of Shiv with your mouth. By saying Shiv, Shiv, your intellect's yoga is directed to the rosary. No one understands the meaning of this. Your sins are not absolved by chanting the name of Shiv. Those who turn beads of a rosary don't know that sins are absolved at the confluence age when shivbaba comes and directly gives you the mantra, constantly remember me alone, no matter how much someone sits and chants the name of Shiv, his sins cannot be absolved. People go and stay at Kashi and continue to chant Shiv Kashi, Shiv Kashi. They say that there is the influence of Shiv at Kashi. Very beautiful temple have been built to Shiv. All of that is the paraphernalia of the path of devotion. You can explain that the unlimited Father says, only by having yoga with me you will become pure. Your children should have an interest in serving. The Father says, I have to purify the impure. Your children should also do the service of purifying everyone. Take some leaflets and explain to others. Tell them, study this very well. Death is just ahead. This is the land of sorrow. Now, by bathing in knowledge just once, you receive liberation in life in a second. So what need is there to go to bath in the rivers and to wander around? We receive liberation in life in a second. And this is why we are beating these drums. Otherwise, no one can print such leaflets just like that. Your children should have a lot of interest in doing service. The riddles that have been made are for service. There are many who are not interested in serving at all. It doesn't enter their intellects how to serve. Very good, sparkling intellects are needed for this. Those who have the chains of body consciousness around their ankles are unable to become soul conscious. It is understood what status they will claim. There is mercy for them. It is seen at all centers which students are moving fast in their efforts. Some are flowers and others are roses. I am such and such a flower. If I don't do Baba's service, I should understand that I will become an flower. The Father explains to you very well. You are making effort to become like diamonds. Some are true diamonds. Some are diamonds that are dull and rough. Each of you should think for yourselves. I have to become like a diamond. Ask yourself, have I become like a diamond? Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says, Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Essence for the dharana. First point, cut through the chains of body consciousness and become soul conscious. Create the sanskar of remaining soul conscious. Second point, have a lot of interest in doing service. Do the service of making impure ones pure in the same way the Father does. Become a true diamond. Blessing. May you become karmatit and experience lightness by being loving and detached while doing everything. Explanation. Karmatit means to be detached and loving. You do something and after doing that thing, you feel as though you did nothing. But the one who inspires made you do it. By experiencing the stage, you will always have lightness. While doing anything, let there be lightness in your body and lightness in the stage of your mind. Then, no matter how much your work increases, let your lightness increase just as much. Let your actions not attract you, but be a master and act with your physical organs and also experience lightness in your thoughts. This is being karmatit. Slogan. Remain constantly full of all attainments and you will always be cheerful and happy with the fortune of happiness. Om Shanti. Experience the stage of being merged in love. Whenever a particular relationship is needed, make a God belong to you in that relationship at that time. Say, my Baba from your heart, and Baba would say, my child. Become merged in this ocean of love. This love works like a canopy of protection. Maya cannot come under it. Elevated, invaluable versions of Mateshwari Ji. God creates our fortune, and we human souls ourselves who spoil our fortune. We know who it is that creates the fortune of human souls and who spoils their fortune. We cannot say it is God who creates our fortune and who also spoils our fortune. Definitely, it is God who creates our fortune, and it is we human beings ourselves who spoil our fortune. How can this fortune be created? How did we fall? All of this is explained. When people know themselves and become pure, they are once again creating the fortune that was spoiled. When we speak of the spoiled fortune, it shows that our fortune was created at some point and that it was then spoiled. Now God Himself comes and puts right the fortune that was spoiled. Some ask, if God Himself is incorporeal, how can He create our fortune? It is explained how incorporeal God puts right our spoiled fortune. It is God's duty to give us knowledge, but human souls cannot awaken the fortune of one another. It is God alone who awakens our fortune, and this is why the memorials of His temples exist all the time. Acha, Om, Shanti.